Hi my loves, and welcome to your cosmic weather report for the week ahead. We have a really lovely week this week that takes us from the energy of that Gemini new moon that asks us to begin to look towards the future and the life that we want to create and what we want. And this week now helps you to begin to really move forwards in your life towards what you want, but from a place of being very deeply anchored in yourself. So moving forward from a really deep foundation of self-trust, self-worth and self-love. And that's what this week's really going to call us into. So the astrological week begins on Tuesday when we get the first quarter moon in Virgo. Now, the first quarter moon is normally everybody's favourite part of the lunar cycle. It's when things start to come together. It's when the signs, synchronicities, coincidences, it's like the universe is on your side, helping to really push you towards those intentions that you set at the new moon. Now, with this first quarter moon being in Virgo, this is now about practical manifesting. And so what the first quarter moon in Virgo is going to say to you is, yes, manifest, but are you really doing all that needs to be done to take you to where you want to go? Or are you just kind of sitting back and waiting and wishing and being like, oh, I'll just manifest it and it'll just happen, and you're sitting at home on the sofa and not doing anything about it, or you're waiting for something out there to happen, or for someone else to make the decision for you, or for the universe to come in and take over? This first quarter moon is like practical manifestation. Yes, manifest it, but you also have to do your part. You have to meet the universe halfway. And so the big question at the start of the week is, are you really doing what needs to be done to take you to where you say you want to go? And it's going to be a little bit of a reality check if you're not. And you're going to feel probably this sense of deep a frustration, a restlessness, or why does this never happen for me? Why are things not working out for me? And it's because if you dig a little bit deeper, it's because you're not doing the things you know you need to do to get to where you say you want to go. Now, the other thing that this day is really going to highlight is the real importance of feeling worthy of your dreams and desires. So if you don't fully feel worthy of having what you say you want, your likelihood of being able to manifest it is quite small, because there'll always be that little voice in there, that little sabotage in there, that little something waiting to trip you up as you move towards what you want. And so this is a really key time to sit with and to check in with, do I really feel worthy and deserving of having what it is that I say that I want? Because sometimes we can use that as a bit of a sabotage tactic as well, by saying we want something that deep down we don't feel worthy of, and then we never get it, and then we get to perpetuate our own story about how things never happen for us. So I want you to really go in and dig deep, and to just look at whether there are any places within you where you are still operating from worth wounds, and where you still don't fully feel deserving of what it is that you want and the life that you want. And we're going to get the chance to heal this as the week goes on, starting on Thursday, when Venus will sextile Jupiter. So as Venus sextiles Jupiter, this now brings the real ability to be able to expand into more of your worth and your sense of self. And so this is a day now to really be with yourself and look at yourself and to go, I am incredible. And to maybe write a list. I'd love you to maybe get your journal out on this day and write a list of all of the beautiful things about you. You know, I'm kind, I'm compassionate, I give to people around me, I'm funny, I'm whatever it is. I want you to find at least 10 things about you that just make you you, and that make you wonderful and unique and special and magical, so that you can start to really see how worthy you are just by being you, just by being here. So I want you on this day to just expand into a sense of self. I am incredible. I am worthy. I do deserve what I want, because I offer this to the world and I offer that, and I'm a really kind person and I help that person out that time, and I do this and I do this. Really feel into what you bring to the world and allow that to expand within you, so you begin to really hold and carry that sense of like, I am incredible. And that doesn't come from an ego place of like, oh, check me out, I'm so wonderful. It's like, well, no, I'm a good person. I know what I've got to offer. I know what I've got to bring. That's what I really, really want you to feel into on Thursday. This is also a time where you get to express and know your values. If you don't know what your values are, take some time to look at what your key values are in life and make sure that you are living by them and expressing them yourself. And that's going to really help you then to take steps to move towards where you want to go. And then finally, while you're doing all of this, this is a day to really take up some space in your life. So notice maybe where in your life you've been shrinking. You've made yourself smaller because you are too loud or too much, or because this person doesn't like it when you act in this way, or that person might not like it if you do that. Where have you like shrunk yourself and dimmed yourself, and where are you making yourself small to fit into other people's spaces rather than being the fullness of who you are? Where are you not taking up full space in your life and instead allowing your life to be dictated by what they want or fulfilling their needs and looking after them? And I'm not saying don't look after the people around you, but I'm saying don't prioritize that so far above what you want and need that you end up being right at the bottom of your own list. So really look at, where do I need to just take up a bit more space in my own life? Where do I need to be like, this is my life, this is my life, and yeah, I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to do my best for all of those around me and everyone else in my life, but this is my life. And I'm going to now start to take up some space and go after that thing, even if they don't understand it, or speak up about that thing, even if they don't want to listen to it, or whatever it might be. This is how I'm being called to now take up some space. So when it's really take up some space in your own life. Now then Friday, we get a really sweet day on Friday. We get Mercury sextile Mars, and we also get Venus moving into Taurus. Now, first of all, there's a Mercury sextiles Mars. And this is going to be a really powerful day for pursuing your ambitions, pursuing your dreams. Your mind is going to be sharp and your mind is going to be fixed on the prize. Your mind is going to be like, that's what I want. And then it's almost like when you like, you lock into it, your mind is going to be like, right, this is how we go. There's going to be a strong sense of purpose and motivation and drive and desire to really go after those things in your life that you want. So notice on this day, it's going to be a really good day to make a plan. So the first quarter moon in Virgo that happened at the start of the week, I said to you, it's about practical manifesting. This might be a time now to actually make a plan. Okay, if I want to get there, what do I need to be doing then and then and then and then and then and now to make sure that I can get there? So we're going to find this ability to, our mind's going to be clear on where it is that we need to go. So make a plan to get you towards your future life. Now, on the same day, Venus is going to move into Taurus, which is going to take us into this wonderful period now of very deep self-care. And so if you have noticed at the start of the week that you've got these worth wounds and that you don't take care of yourself enough and that you do put everybody else above you, this is going to be a really sweet time now to come back into some very, very deep self-care practices, putting yourself first, really taking care of yourself. So Venus is at home in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus. Venus loves being here. And Venus helps us to really awaken our sense of sensuality and joy and pleasure and happiness and care and comfort. And so this is a really wonderful time now to make a commitment. Venus in Taurus is a lot about commitment, but it's about commitment to your deep desires, your dreams, your values, yourself, your care, and then also what makes you happy? What brings you joy? What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel nurtured and nourished and cared for? Those are the things that you're going to want to commit to over the coming weeks. So look at where in your life you're like, do you know what? I'm spending 80% of my time on all of this stuff, all of this drama that doesn't make me happy, that doesn't bring me joy, that doesn't really deep down give me what I need. Let me take my energy and awareness and attention from that, and let me instead look at what makes you happy. Start to do just one thing a day for like 5 minutes. It might be walking barefoot in nature in your back garden. It might be putting your favorite music song on and just dancing around your living room like no one else is watching because it makes you feel alive. It might be a face mask and a bubble bath. It might be a long phone call with a friend that you've not had time for lately. Just do those things that really make you happy and bring you joy. And over the coming weeks, that alone will help you to find a much deeper sense of self and a deeper sense of trust, because then that part of you knows that you're taking care of you. And it's from doing things like this then that help us to trust ourselves enough to be able to take the big leaps, because you said to yourself, you're important, I'm going to care for you, I'm going to do something every day that brings you joy. And then that inner part of you that can get scared and worry and doubt goes, oh, I'm safe, she's taking care of me, I'm good. And so then when you want to do the bigger leaps into things, that part of you goes, no, she takes care of me, I'm safe, I can do this. So really commit to self-care and to doing things that make you feel good. Now, Saturday then, we get Mercury sextile Chiron. And so this is going to bring a very deep understanding of your healing journey and an ability to really be able to clearly see your healing journey. And an ability then to be able to see what I really want you to feel into on this day is what lives rent-free in your head. So is it the voice of your ex that lives rent-free in your head that tells you that you can't do anything and you're never going to be good enough? Is it the voice of your parents that lives rent-free in your head that's constantly judging you and telling you this and that? What lives rent-free in your head that you go over and over constantly and allow to colour your version of the world and how you move through the world and how you see yourself? And I want you to really look at that and take some time around the end of the week to forgive, to let go, to heal, and to realize what you're allowing to live in here rent-free and go, do you know what? No, that doesn't get to live in here anymore. That's not my voice. That's not my truth. Those aren't my words. And I no longer need to listen to them anymore. And so I want you to really use this day to look at that. What am I allowing to live in here? And how am I now going to close the door on those things and say no more? No, you don't get to take up the space in my mind anymore. You don't get to tell me constantly, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, whatever the story is. Close the door on all of those things. This is also a really beautiful time to heal through communication. So if there are conversations that need to be had, things that need to be said, boundaries that need to be set, you need to say no, enough. This is a very, very good time to heal through communication and say what it is you need to say to close those doors of those things in your mind and your heart so that you can move on. And then to help us to move on Sunday, Mercury is going to meet Jupiter. Mercury and Jupiter are going to be conjunct. Now, this is beautiful because the next day they both move into Cancer. So they're taking us now on a journey forwards. This is going to help you now to expand your mind. Now you've closed all those doors in your mind. Expand your mind now into all that's possible, into everything that could be possible for you. It's going to reveal deep inner truths. It's going to, you will likely find a call if you've done all the healing work through the week on your worth wounds and closing those doors on things in your mind. You are going to feel a big call to finally act on what might have only before felt like a distant dream. So because of those other people's voices in your head, you might have gone, oh, that'd never be possible. Or, yeah, I really long for it, I yearn for it, but I don't know how I'd make it happen, and it's just not possible. You're going to feel this call now to finally act on it. Well, do you know what? I'm never going to know whether it's possible unless I try. And so let me just try. Let me take one step towards it. Let me do one thing. Let me make one phone call. Let me just do something that's going to take me in the direction of those things that deep down I really know that I desire. And with this, you're going to get visions of the future. It's going to be visions of the future, like flashes of insight coming where you're like, oh, that's what could be possible for me. Okay, that's the life I want. All right, let me do one thing. Just one little thing, even if it scares me, to take me towards that. And so this is just a really beautiful, beautiful week now for starting to show you how it is possible to move forwards in your own life and make change, but only from that place of being so deeply in self-love and self-trust and self-compassion and self-knowing. And it's from there that you're going to be able to move into all that you desire. I, as always, wish you a beautiful week ahead. Thank you so much for being part of this community, and I'll be back next week. So much love.